Hello, it's day 22, so that means we are in Proverbs 22 today. Without further ado, I'm going to jump right into what stood out to me, and it is the famous verse of scripture, Proverbs 22, verse 6, that says, I'm reading the Amplified Translation, and it reads, Train up a child in the way he should go, teaching him to seek God's wisdom and will for his abilities and talents. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it. And this is pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward. We need to identify, this is something that I have been in conversations with my family, with my spouse. I have been um, kind of mentioning and talking about our kids to identify each child with their own abilities and not to force what we think is right on them. They are the basic things in raising kids and them learning to have morals and things like that. But when it came to individual abilities that would form them into that which they need to fulfill, that God-given purposes, I believe we need to lean into God and understand for each child what they need in training them up. So it's not just to train up a child. Here it's admonishing us to teach them to seek. So those will be the basics, to seek God's wisdom and will for their own ability. So that's where you need to identify each child's ability that will help them, and their talents that will help them um, get into, be able to live purposefully. So we need to first teach them the basics, the statutes of God. What does God want you to do? We call them the morals. What are the morals that we can teach our kids to make sure they are aligned to the will of God for their lives? And here it's telling us that we need to teach them to seek God's wisdom. I think there is no age young enough for us to start imbibing into our kids to teach them how to pray and how to seek God. Of course, it won't be up to level 100 where you are, but it's okay to start at level 1 to where the kids know that yes, you pray and God answers, and continue to pray for encounters for them, because one thing I believe is once you have an encounter, it's for yourself. No one can take it away from you. So this verse, even though it sounds very simple and we use it very loosely, it's very packed. It is very packed. We can sit on this one verse and talk about it for up to 30 minutes. It's very packed. It is packed. So that was what stood out to me, and I just wanted to share that. I do hope you have a great day. Have a good one. Bye.